Yeah,
If
that's
he
what
working,
I will say this: if I was to go out with a person, I would never ever tell them what I do, or I would never give them any clue, hint, suggestion, or anything close to what it is that I
and women
generate.
need to be wary of a man that's secretive about his way of income. Because now I'm concerned you're a criminal. You're selling crack, or you're selling your body, or
So you got to
something.
be selling crack because you don't want to tell them that you're a millionaire and that you make an egregious amount of money.
Well, then I have to ask, who would you be talking to? Would you be talking to a woman that work at McDonald's or a woman that's VP of operations at a prestigious medical practice?
it doesn't
It
Good
matter.
or
doesn't
good?
matter because I don't ask you what you do for a living. I'm there
Exactly.
just to have a good time and just and get to know you as a person.
It doesn't matter to men.
Okay.
Women don't like to date dudes with lower jobs because it's a reflection of who they really is and what their value is in society. I have said it plenty of times on this show, and Anton can down to finish the sentence. If you only fuck with bums, then they make your pussy a what, Anton?
I'm not doing it. I'm
A
not doing
homeless
it.
shelter.
No, I'm not doing
No, it is what it is. It is what it is. Y'all don't like fucking with broke dudes because that's what your value is. You know why you don't bump into Antons? Because you not in their universe. You not millionaires.
I
You
will,
not in
but
their
no,
brain.
I will tell you this though, 2K. I will tell you this. I don't discriminate. The
I
only
know you
way
don't.
that people, the only way that people know, that would know in real life what I do or what I make or what I got going on is if they already recognize me. Because the reality is that when I go places, when I go to a festival, when I go to, you know what I'm saying? I was hanging out at the bar, this bar called Bakersfield yesterday. Because I wanted to drive the 96 Impala. So I was downtown and all of that stuff, right? And I'm kicking it with the person. It was two people that were sitting at the bar and I'm kicking it with them. We didn't ask each other what we did, honestly. That it never came up. We just chilling, having a good time. It don't matter what I make, it don't matter what they make, it don't matter any of that type of stuff. We was talking about, the game and all of this type of stuff. Honestly, I don't look at people when I'm determining whether or not I'm gonna hang out with them. Guy or girl, it don't even matter.
Yeah, but the reason women ask men what they do for a living from the start, is because they want a man who's gonna spend on them, if we're gonna be honest. That's the main thing they look at these days. The moment you pass the height requirement or the looks requirement to women, the next thing is how much money do you make? Because for them, how much you make means if they're working 60 hours, they're doing the math that in the future, your money is going to help them work half the hours. If they're paying $2,000 for their rent, they're making the plan that if this guy makes good money, I won't have to pay rent anymore in the nearby future. That's what they're doing from the beginning. And some of them won't even wait for the date to ask you what type of job you do. The moment you get on the phone trying to make plans, they will ask you, what do you do for a living? That way they know whether you're going to choose an expensive restaurant or a normal place. They're not thinking about trying to get to know you and just enjoy each other's time. No, they're trying to figure out how much does this guy make? Is he worth my time? They're thinking about the dollar signs.
I don't look at people and say, I wonder what they do for a living. I just don't size people up like that.
That's an
I
associate.
just enjoy people and we just have a good time and it just is what it is. So I guess it's kind of weird to me. I understand at some point you got to know more about the person and that women got to get to know people. Eventually you got to know what each other do or whatever. But I don't understand it if it's the first time that you ever went out with a person, why that has to be the first thing that you ask them. I just don't understand it.
It doesn't have to be the first thing, but it can be a topic of discussion. That way you know what feels someone. You don't have to
First
even
time
be,
that you hang out with a person,
you said hanging out. See, now I don't know what you're asking.
going out, hanging out, it's the same thing to me. It's the same thing.
Well, no, a first date and hanging out, platonically is two completely different things because your intentions are different. You know, you want to date this person and see a life with them, or you want to, and this is just casual hanging out. Of course, you wouldn't say that to people you just met, but if you know this guy is courting you and wants to, date you and saying all these things to you, you want to know, what do you do when you get up in the morning? What is your contribution to life? People's lives are wrapped around their jobs pretty much. So I want to know, are you in healthcare? Are you in
And guess
logistics?
what?
Do
I will
you
tell you this.
not so I can guesstimate how much money you make. I want to know how do you.
Yes, I do. Yes, it is. Yes, it is. It's
Well,
about
I
the
know
money.
that there are women that don't look at that straightforward to say, oh, now you can buy me this or buy me that. No, you can tell a lot about a person by what their profession is, or should I say career. So I think that's an important thing to know. And yes, on a
When
first,
people ask me what I
You just want to know because you really want to know how much money the guy is gonna be able to spend on you. Let's be honest. I don't know why women just can't be honest. It's not like you want to know what type of job he does so that you can I don't know, send him lunch on his lunch break. You're not trying to know what type of job he does so that you can what can I even think about, so that you can go pay him a visit at his office. You're not trying to find out what type of job he does so that you can, thank him for being a hardworking plumber, a hardworking truck driver. In your mind, you're asking a man what type of job he does because in your mind, you're saying, okay, if he's a plumber, does he make enough money to pay for our 3 trips that I want to take in case we get married? If he's a plumber, does he make enough money to pay for my hair and to pay for the expensive dinner restaurants that I want to go to? I don't know why she's not being honest.
do for a living and they don't know who I am, I just say something simple like I
well,
work.
it doesn't apply to you, Anton, because you're not dating him.
It's not about dating. I'm just talking about people in general.
Oh, okay.
Like, even if you talking to and you hanging out with somebody and you kicking it with a chick at the bar, she asking you what you do because she paying attention. She want to know what's up. And I will tell you this: it don't matter what the fuck you say, because and this is how I know that women is capping. If she like you, nigga, it don't matter what the fuck you say. You can say you work at a car wash, you work for the city, and you pick up trash. None of that shit matter.
That's a lie.
It don't matter. It don't matter.
Unfortunately.
If she likes you, it doesn't fucking matter, bro.
So this is why I may disagree with Anton. If she likes you, what you do for a living doesn't matter in the beginning. Now, over time, it will matter. She won't be expecting the same, coffee dates. She won't be expecting the same, $20 pizza slices. She won't be expecting the same walk in the park kind of dates. So in the beginning, let's say you're tall, you're good looking, you dress well, it won't matter if she really finds you that physically attractive because she's going off the looks, maybe your energy, whatever it is. But in the long run, it will matter. So that's my take on it.
None of that shit.
I'm damn seriously. You talking like men seriously have worked from the lowest jobs and gotten to the highest. And trust me, we've seen how women treated us this whole time. Women wanted to be with.
I'm not denying that. I'm just
does
saying.
not matter. I tell people all the time, oh, I sweep up at the Campus Martians Park. I sweep up overnight when everybody go home. I say weird shit. Man, I'm the guy that go and change all of the dog poop stations at night from when people walk their dogs. I say weird shit all the time just to see what people, and guess what? Nobody fucking cares. Nobody bats an eye.
I think the thing that women tend to care about when it does come to money is just not having that struggle of like being so in love with somebody that you're struggling. I think that's a big issue. But aside from that, I mean, if you rock with them, you rock with them. It doesn't really matter. But if it is something that's going to be pursued further, possibly to relationship and marriage, nobody wants to be struggling to make ends meet while you're with a man.
Y'all got to say this is nobody's worried about your money when they got money.
Oh my God, here we go talking about rich people.
That's not true, 2K. Women worry about your money even when they got money. A guy could make $50,000 and she makes $2 million a year. She's gonna worry about his money. Facts.
No. I'm not talking about rich shit. Like if I had a bag, I don't care what you make because I know I got enough money to fund me or whatever we want to do.
Because you're a man.
You worried about my bag because
she's a woman.
You don't, and that's the problem. If you made $600,000 a year, you wouldn't care why I work because you got your own money and it don't affect you.
That's not true, 2K. All women care. She could make $1 billion a year and you make $70,000 a year. She doesn't need your money. but she's gonna care. It is what it is. Because even when you take her out, she may make $1 billion a year, but she doesn't want to pull out her card. And I think that's one of the harsh truths men have to face, unfortunately. You know,
But you worry about him working at Dollar General because you don't got your money. You don't got no money. He can't take you to these restaurants with a Dollar General check. So you trying to subsidize your failures and your money with his income.
That's not what real women do. You know,
Yes, they do.
you
I would say, well, what real women used to do was back in the day, women like with our grandmas and them, they didn't ask for a dollar amount. Whatever granddaddy made them or gave them, they made it work. That nigga could bring home a $300 check, she'll stretch that bitch.
Was that man happy?
What?
Was that man happy bringing home a
Hell
$300?
no, he wasn't.
No, I'm saying he probably wasn't, but she had the withal, the know-withal.
Why
to
y'all
make
think
it
y'all
work.
granddaddies was happy?
They wasn't. They worked like dogs just to give up their check and couldn't even buy themselves a nice pair of boots to go fishing.
But it wasn't because they wasn't happy because of what they did. They was unhappy because of the woman that they had to go home to. That was always complaining that they was tied to.
Yeah.
It had nothing to do with the job. I knew dudes that went to work to get away from their chick that they was at the crib with.
Please don't try to compare us to our granddaddy. It ain't no comparison. Please don't.
That's a fact. Y'all keep on comparing us to these old niggas. We better than them.
My granddad never had to pay for a $500 bust down, some $200 nail set, some lashes. My granddad never had to pay for that.
You gotta
facts. Yo, our grandpas didn't have to go to $500 dinner dates. You know, they were not called broke if they suggested to take a woman to a walk in the park. Like, they were not called broke and dusty. You know, our grandpas didn't have to deal with women on OnlyFans. Our grandpas didn't have to be shamed if, you know, they asked a woman to stay home and just take care of the kids. They're not called controlling and slavery and toxic.
Facts, Ellen, and they had a whole nother family right around the corner too.
Oh yeah, that's another reason why they was poor.
They wasn't poor. They just told your grandmama that.
Okay.
Their other family did real well.
And that's something to brag about.
They do real answer. They were just the priest.
That is not cool. That is not funny. Because grandma, that's why weight. That's why her diabetes was acting up and they had to cut her foot off. That's why she was mean and yelling.
No, because she ate too much. Listen, man. Listen, bro. Listen, let me tell you something, and this is the honest to God truth. Y'all have been concubines since the beginning of time. Don't try to change it now. There's always been more than one of you. Stop trying to change that shit.
And then your grandma was walking around that stank ass moo frying chicken.
So now our grandmas are stanky and stuff. Lord have mercy.
You know the moo had a little stench on it. Stop playing.
You know what
yeah,
they
the moo was stanky in hell. Come on, man.
Whatever was under that moo, they said. That's what they said. That's what kept.
You know the moo. The moo come with a smell. You can buy them fresh from Walmart with a house smell. I hate a moo.
I love a moo. Mine don't stink.
Ugh. I ain't gonna listen, bro. You.
Anyway, man, shout out to Anton Daniels, but I just wanted to react to that little piece about, you know, how women ask men what they do for a living and the reasons they do. And like I told you guys, for me, I believe they do that because they want to know how much the man is willing to spend and they want to know if he's going to be their retirement package. But what do you guys think about that? Anton Daniels, link down below to his channel. Until next time,